Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a memory keeping plan with me from June 10th through 16th, 2024 in my Sadie Stickers vertical planner. I'm going to be using this really adorable kit from Linner Designs called Genovia. If you haven't seen this movie, this is The Princess Diaries, the first one. Starring Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. Again, I'm pretty sure this is the same artist who did my Most Ardently kit, which you should check out if you haven't seen that plan with me yet. This kit is so adorable. I bought the printable art version so I can use it again if I want to, which will be really fun. But so let's get into it. I have a bunch of really cool full boxes and I'm going to try something different this week. I'm going to try box extenders. Stay with me. And I'm making them myself. I didn't buy them. So we're going to just see how that goes. So we've got these really adorable full box stickers. I love the details on this. The pears, the soup, all of that. So this is the washi and the date dots. You can't really tell, but I think they're supposed to be like Genovian pear flowers, which don't exist. We have some flags, some patterned flags, some really cute deco, like the photos are really cute. This is super sweet. I have the headers here and more teeny weeny flags. Some of them have little tiaras on them. So pretty. More full boxes, super cute. And this is the ice cream that she takes a bite of and she like gets brain freeze. So cute. Anyway, so I don't have like explicit underlays for this kit, but I decided I wanted to go with some hollow foil for this and some other things. So I'm going to use like one of the samplers because this pink hollow is just really pretty. This was another, I think this came with the Scribble Prints Co. order that I had, but it is a glitter hollow, so it's really, really pretty. This came in the Oops bundle from Planet Hannah. I looked it up on her website. I think this is supposed to be book journal deco, which it was in the Oops section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the big bows and put them where the washi strip would be, because I don't have a washi that would work with this kit. I also have some really pretty, these are heart themed Sadie Stickers deco. I got this sort of for to use around Valentine's Day, but there's just so much of it that there's like no way I could use all of it for Valentine's Day, and I think a lot of this could apply. Pet parent, cat mom, so cute. And she is a cat mom, I'm pretty sure, in this movie. And then for yeah, so this is just really gorgeous. I also had a and I'll put that away in a second. I had this Celestial Oops bundle that I got from Sadie Stickers. So you can see the stars are kind of cut off and smudged, but they're still going to look pretty, so I'm going to use them. I have confetti, star dangle strings, star layered garlands, star deco, star dangle garlands, fireworks, more star strings. So like I think this will look really cute as just like decorative stuff on here. And yeah, and then I have just some leftover. I have this leftover glitter header from Caress Press that I used last year, so I thought I would just use some of that up. So bear with me because I'm going to try something new. I want to be able to use all of this art. Now, if you use one full box per day, that's 7 days plus a quote box is 8 days. So that would count this all out. But then I have this one, which I really would like to use. So that's 9. And then, let's see. And then there's 10 and 11. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to try something new where I do double boxes. So like I put this one underneath on the bottom, and then I put these two back to back so that when you lift it up, it shows this extra full box, and then there's an extra full box underneath. And so that way I can use 1, 2, 3 all in one spot, and then I use the remaining 7 for the actual spread. And that just leaves 1 extra at the bottom, which I should be able to fit down here, because I think this would look really, really cute if I could do that. So I'm going to try it. We're going to take a chance. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But yes, so stay with me, and I'm gonna speed things up and come back in a voiceover. Okay, so this is gonna be a little different because I am gonna demonstrate how I make a single full box into 3 different full boxes, and I had to practice this kind of off camera. I wanted to do it off camera because I didn't know if I was going to mess it up, and it's just easier to do things for the first time when no one's watching you. So but this was a really fun spread to put together, so I decided to use this leftover glitter hollow from my Caress Press bundle. This was a part of a bundle that I got as like a D-stash, I think. It wasn't a D-stash. It was like she had too many of something, and so but they were perfectly good kits. Like there was nothing wrong with them. And so I ended up having all this extra stuff. Now I didn't have foil hollow stuff that I could put on the bottom. So I got creative, and I had this freebie from one of the Oops kits that I gotten from Hannah. So I was like, let's just use it. And there wasn't a rhyme or reason to where I put these. I tried to make it somewhat even with like the big bows alternating with the smaller bows, but I realized I didn't have enough of the big bows to do that fully on the right hand side. So I just kind of stuck stuff down. And like I started, while I was doing this, I was watching this kind of creepy true crime show in the background, and it got creepier and creepier because I didn't realize it was about Jeffrey Dahmer. So like very different vibe from the spread that I was actually putting down. So you see, I got creative. I just tried to use as many of those little bows everywhere that I could. That made sense. But yeah, this was really fun to put together. And just something very different. Like I would never have picked holographic bows on purpose. So I didn't need that stuff, so then I decided to put the date dots down. This was my, oh, and I made this mistake before. So my label paper is not thick enough that you wouldn't be able to see through it. So I ended up whiting out the date dots so I could put new date dots on. I remember when I first started planning, I was so annoyed when people did this. I'm like, why are you whiting out details when they are exactly the same as the ones you're putting on? This really bothered me for a very long time. And the answer, past Bridget, is that it looks better. It just looks better. And most of the time, the stuff you're putting on top of the date covers is bigger, so it's actually easier to see. So chill, past Bridget. I decided to color block because it was easier. I really didn't have to though for this. I could have done a lot of different things because the colors are so cohesive. It really wouldn't have mattered. And I did really like that dark blue, but it ended up helping me because those dark blues would come in handy for next week's spread when I was doing what I like to call Franken planning, which is when you take little bits and pieces from all your leftover kits and kind of make them work together. and it's a good way to destash some of your stickers. It's a good way to like use stuff that, especially if you've been saving it for a while, which is what tends to happen sometimes with me. I get these like free things from promotional sales. You know, they throw in this like half kit, but it's not a full kit, so you don't really know what to do with it, and you don't want to just use it when. So anyway, I decided to do that in a healthy way. There was lots of cute deco for this kit. We had Genovian pears and the little carousel music box and a tea set with a tea saucer and pens and cutlery and Genovian pea soup and the jello and the journal, and it was really, really cute. So I just decided to layer it all sort of together and then cut off the tippity top bits. And I'm not great at cutting off the tippity top bits. I usually end up cutting some of the sticker paper, but I tried really hard to keep it cohesive. And I think it actually came out really well. So using the deco as top header washi is a great trick if you don't have something to fill the space and you want to use more of your stickers, but you know you're not going to use the deco in the spread. You can do it as many ways as you want. Okay, so I'm doing something different and I'm really excited because I did it off camera just to make sure that it would work. And it did, so I'm just gonna show you what I made. So this is the full box of Mia Thermopolis, and then if you flip it up, there's them hanging out, and then there's Princess Mia. So I am going to stick this, and you can see how I did this a little bit. I'm going to do it again on another piece of the sidebar and on camera so you can see how I did it. But this is so cute. And so now I'm going to stick it right there. So there you go. And it is going to stick up just for a little bit, but I'm going to put a pen down so you can see. But like, how cute is that? So then I get to use all of the stuff without having to choose. So I will show you how I did this. This was much easier than I thought. There is a tutorial on how I learned how to do this. I actually watched a couple of tutorials, one from Scribble Prints Co. and one from, I think her name is Rosie Plans. I will link those down below because they don't just show you how to do this. They show you how to do much, much more fancier ones. And so Scribble Prints Co. in her shop sells these little stickers that act as extenders in various sizes. And those I think are useful if you want to do like something that's more functional. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take this full box, this checklist, and this checklist, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did over here, where this is on the top, this is underneath, and this is on the underside of this. And the reason I want to try this is A, it's going to extend my space, but it's also just a fun thing to show you how I did it. So I have sticker paper that I use to print my own stickers. I'm betting though, for this particular configuration, you might even be able to use like Scotch tape. So you just need something that has a sticky surface on one side. And it also helps to have a blank sticker piece of paper. So like, for example, like you see when you use up a whole sheet of stickers like this, you could just peel the extra little things off that you didn't use and you end up with something like this. So this is like a nice base to catch everything and sort of set it all up. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. So I want this to be underneath. I want this to fold over to be on the top, and I want this on the underside. Actually, I think I'm going to put this on the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do. So first off, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on my paper here, like that. So there it is. I'm just moving it. Now I had cut out like the equivalent of this, and I just made it wider and I slimmed it down, but I'm kind of wondering if something like even this small will work. So this is just like sticker paper. So I'm just going to take the sticky part off. This is the not sticky part. This is now sticky. So I'm going to take this. This is the sticky part. I'm going to lift this up and kind of put it in the middle of this so that I have a nice, like base. See that? There's no like rhyme or reason to this. I didn't like measure it or anything. Okay, so now I have this sticky part that's coming up on the bottom. So now I'm going to take this, because this is what I want to be on the inside, and I'm just going to put it like right up against this, and I'm just going to leave like a smidgen of space in between. Okay, so now when I lift this up, I've created a little hinge, and then I'm going to fold this over like that. And now I'm going to take my pretty full box that I want to be like facing down, and I'm going to put it, just layer it right on top. Like that. Okay, and now I have built this. Okay, and so now I can just lift up and down, and now I can write whatever I want on here. So let's see, for this week, my cleaning tracker, I usually do. I had guests over on Monday, so I didn't really, it was mostly just like, okay, so that's my cleaning tracker. And then up here, I don't know exactly what I want to put there. I could put anything I want, but I'm just going to leave it blank for now so that I can sort of keep setting up my base. And so now I'm just going to take this. So this side is still sticky, remember? And I'm just going to layer it right here like that. Oops, and actually, I kind of messed it up, but that's okay. I'm just trying to line it up where I want it, and bingo. So now I have 2 full box flips, and that means I've extended like my functional space here. And how cute is that? So now I literally have no other full boxes left, so I'm just going to lay all of these down like normal. Okay, so then I'm going to speed things up again. Okay, so back to the spread. I hope you enjoyed that. That was really fun for me to try and then also to demonstrate on film. If you have any questions about how to do this, there are lots of shops that sell extender stickers. So I have sticker paper, so I felt like I didn't need to buy something I could have sort of crafted myself. And I'm going to continue to experiment with this because if you notice, I was able to use all of it without having to use a lot of additional stuff. But if I had wanted to put just like have white space on the underside of that, I would have needed a more elaborate extender. So anyway, I did not use any of that, but I was able to use all of the art, which made me feel good. So I decided to use a tracker to look at my vitamins. I actually did 2 trackers this week. The second tracker was for some medications. Oh no, actually it wasn't. It was self-care. So this was the first full, not the full week, but the first couple of days of my vacation. And if you work in the schools, your mentality is just go, go, go all the time. So I really needed to like find a way to kind of cool down and come down onto the runway without going nuts. And my in-laws were here, which made it a lot easier because I was sort of forced to relax. I know that sounds crazy to some people. I'm not very good at relaxing. I'm not good at just sitting there until I am, and then it's time for school to start again. So like it takes me basically the equivalent of 9 weeks to like relearn how to relax. I had this great Planner sampler and I wanted to use it. So I decided it was pretty big and I knew it was going to block a lot of the art. So I decided to put it over this thing and it looks really great. It says Bloom and Glow on it. There are all these cute little flower stickers. So I just sort of put them on Julie Andrews and Anne Hathaway, just to kind of give them a little bit of extra glim glam, and that really worked out. So not something I would buy stickers for per se, but if it's a freebie, then I feel more like relaxed about putting stuff like that all over the place, and I like using up all the stickers. So I had a lot of flags to work with, which is so great. I loved that this kit really allows for that. But it meant that I had to do a little bit more work trying to figure out what goes where. So Monday the 10th was my very last day of school because I'd already packed everything up. There was a work day on the 11th, but we were allowed to take that work day from home from my other school. The principal allowed it. And since I'd already taken all my stuff out, turned in my keys, finished everything last week, I just didn't do anything. So I ended up, and it was good because my in-laws were there. So, and if I counted up the number of hours that I spent working quote unquote unpaid, where I was up until 10, 11 o'clock at night finishing reports or IEPs, where I stayed late at work to do extra things for parents. Like, it in no way adds up to a full day. So, like, I don't feel guilty about it at all. So you take the wins where you can take them, basically. So I think technically report card day might have been Friday, but I just used that to mark that it was my last day at my school. I woke up at 6 a.m., which is technically late for me, but we didn't have to, for teacher work days, they don't require that you show up like at 7 on the dot, so I just didn't. I used this Teddy plans to mark that I had to pack up my desk, I had to pack up my room, and I had to move furniture around because they wax the floors over the summer, so you have to have all of everything off of the surface so they can wax the floors. It's kind of hard to see. We did go to Concord Mills Mall, so we went shopping, and I went shopping with my in-laws. My husband had to work. We did buy gifts for my niece, which was really great because we were going to see her. We ordered takeout and we watched The Bear. My in-laws had never seen it, so we wanted to use that, and that was a sticker party TV Thursday sticker. And the Indian food sticker was from Once More with Love. So this was one of the final pieces of my Once More with Love teacher sampler, and she actually just put out on Friday a whole new teacher sampler with like all these other school things. It's 2 pages now, which is very cool. So I will definitely be picking some stuff up from her this weekend. so I did have to go to the doctor in the morning at 7. So I didn't really get to sleep in on my first day off. But I did we did a lot of playing outside. We went to Jetson Park, which is this beautiful um, park right off of Lake Norman near our house, and we'd never been there, and it was beautiful. It was like you can walk to a beach on a lake. It's so cool. Then we went to Mac's Speed Shop for barbecue, and my in-laws were very impressed. They really loved the barbecue and everything about it. We also went to Pike Nursery because my husband and his mom are like gardening, like they're hosts for gardening. They love anything with plants, and so it was more for them. So my father-in-law were just kind of like, oh, we're walking around. Oh, the plants are lovely. And then we came home and we watched Moonstruck, which is my favorite movie. I probably watch Moonstruck maybe 3 to 4 times per year. So, but to watch it with them was really fun because they hadn't seen it in a long time, and it made them smile, and that made me smile. So they did leave Wednesday morning, which is very sad. Um, and my husband was actually not feeling well. Um, I'm not sure why exactly, but he was not feeling it. So um, I did talk to my mom later in the afternoon. So I just used a little flag to mark that I called her. And then I had this plan sticker left over from the bundle, and I did do some planning and organizing of my materials. So like I said, I needed a slow runway to get off of the work train. I just used two different transportation metaphors, but that's okay. Um, so I had all these materials that I'd amassed over 3 years, over two different schools, and they were all just kind of parked in my garage, and it looked like a huge pile of a mess. So I decided this is a great opportunity for me to organize everything while it's still fresh in my brain. I'm going to download all of the um, kits and things that I had purchased but hadn't actually made yet. I did laundry, and I made some new weekly lists for the themes for 2024. So I basically took my theme list from last year and amended it to add the correct dates. And last year when I made that theme list, it took me a solid day. I mean, it took 6 hours for me to plan all of that out. But this year, because I'd already done it already, it only took maybe like an hour and a half, which is fantastic. So that means that I can just do this every year. I know it won't take that long, but it's going to set me up for success. And that is a work smart, not hard situation. So on Thursday, I had therapy in the morning because I postponed my appointment on Monday because it was my in-laws were there, and then I went to lunch I went to Pinky's in Uptown with two of my coworkers, just sort of as like a detox of the week, and it was lovely to catch up with them. We had such a good time, just sort of chatting over fried pickles, and it was great. They were going to have wonderful summer plans, and so that was really exciting. Then I decided to go to Paper Skyscraper, which is my favorite local independent shop in Charlotte. They sell books and gifts and like funky foods and stuff. Um, and then we finally started to watch Bridgerton. So I had been waiting because Bridgerton came out, but I was waiting until my in-laws were home and school was over so I could actually enjoy it and watch it. So um, that was a stick with the Plan Co sticker and Bridgerton. So on Friday, I tried to keep it chill. I didn't have a lot of notes in my bullet journal for what I did on this day, so that's why it looks very, very blah. Um, so I definitely did some cross stitching. I watched a lot of TV with my husband. I took out the trash and recycling in the morning, and I made a lot of sticker kits and character sheets using my Silhouette printer. And we watched more Bridgerton. So I used a sticker to mark that as well. Saturday was very much a typical Saturday, but it was weird because I knew that I had many, many, many Saturdays and regular work days like this to come. So sometimes when that happens, I don't know if this just happens to me or it happens to other people, I get overwhelmed like with the free time that I have. And I know that it's a very privileged thing to say that because I know a lot of my friends who are teachers worked over the summer. They did not stop working. Um, and for medical reasons, I was not working. So that was part of it. Um, because I wanted to like focus on getting things back to square one. Um, so I did make avocado toast for Frank, and we booked our flights to New York City. After speaking with our doctor on what day was that? Tuesday, I realized that we were going to need to go to New York earlier than later because a lot of the things that they were going to need me to do were going to happen in July. And so I needed to be back in Charlotte by early July. So we ended up buying our tickets so that we could leave for New York the following week. So that was actually nice because it meant that I didn't have as much free time as I initially thought, and that sort of helped a lot. I was going to use that movie sticker, but it was so big and I had other things to put there that I didn't want to just, wow, that's crooked. Yep, still crooked. Okay, so Saturday night is our date night. So it was my turn to pick the movie. We usually, for a date night, we stay in and order something. And because we'd been doing things with my in-laws, we decided to just keep it simple. So we ordered pizza, which was fun, and then we watched Indiana Jones, the first Indiana Jones, for the very first time. Neither of us had ever seen it, and I didn't really know what to expect. It reminded me of The Mummy, which I know it should be the other way around because this definitely predated The Mummy. Um, it was fun to watch. It was different. I really enjoyed it. I like Harrison Ford. So, will I watch the other ones? Maybe. I don't know that I'm obsessed where I need to watch an entire series to feel fulfilled, but um, we watched Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was the one we watched. So, I know there's Temple of Doom. But anyway, so Sunday was Father's Day, and since we were going to be in New York the following week, we decided to keep it sort of light with Father's Day. We were able to celebrate Father's Day with our in-laws when they were here, so it was kind of nice to know that I wasn't missing all of the family holidays. Um, we had breakfast, and I called my friend who I'd talked to in a while just to see if we could get together when I was in New York. I was listening to this book. I think it was Long Island. It might have been Crying Age Mart. And then I did do a FaceTime with my parents. So it ended up looking really good, and everything worked out. Okay, so here is the final spread. These are the flags that are left over. There's actually a lot of these left over. But I used a decent amount of stickers, I have to say. Like, I really did. I had basically no white space. So, but yeah, so this is the final spread. I love it. I think it came out beautifully. I love all of the different foils, and I just, the fact that I was able to do something a little different, making something fun for myself. I don't know. I'm like, they're getting better. I can see how they're improving in terms of like their style and the way they look and what I like. And anyway, I just think these are so fun. So thank you so much for watching this one. I will, maybe do this art again. I'm gonna tease the art for the next week. And this one's kind of gonna be different because it's gonna be more of a Franken plan. So I'll just okay. So there you go, there you have it. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to see. I'm really interested in your feedback because my views are going up, and which is so exciting. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. If you're still watching at the end of this video, like, thank you, thank you. But if there's anything else you want to see, please let me know. I'm eager to hear from you. All right, have a good one. Take care.